Hello everybody, welcome to a World of Warships Blitz battle, and in this battle we'll be taking you through the Tier 8 British Premium Destroyer, the Cossack, which is a new destroyer available out in the store. I haven't managed to get myself organised enough that I can show you a battle of it before it goes off sale and give you my impression. So I went through its stats, and it is a nimble, light, flimsy ship, which seems to have a relatively low firepower. Now, when I took it into battle, that's pretty much what I found. So I originally thought it would be a little bit like Le Terrible, long-range guns, and as you can see, it does have reasonably long-range guns, particularly against that concealment circle. So I do have it with the historical camo and the concealment modification 1 in the 3rd slot, because it's every bit agile enough. It's quick. Sure, it could do with a bit of extra speed because it has no speed boost, but the concealment's where I'm putting it at. Let's see how that goes. So it only has a limited number of torpedo tubes. Here we are. Basically what we're doing is we're exploring this side of the map, pretty much in the knowledge, safe in the knowledge that we'll spot anybody before they spot us. So if you want my quick and dirty impressions and you wanted to stop looking at the video now and just basically say, well, just tell me about the ship. If you've played the Huanghui, which is the Tier 6 Pan-Asian cruiser, it feels very much like that. It is weakly armoured, relatively small, flimsy ship that has fantastic tricks, and the tricks are where it's at. So as you can see, I've been firing, trying to set fires to this guy. I want to get out of dodge. I fire some guns, waiting for my torpedoes to reload so that I can basically punish him, kite and punish him, and then I fire my smoke because I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed. And because now the smoke only lasts for 10 seconds, well, it may actually last a bit longer than that because I happen to have the David Beatty commander in here who has the Mistweaver skill, the Mistweaver Plus. But as you can see, you need to not fire for a bit before you deploy your smoke, and the reason for that is that that smoke doesn't last that long, and you need to have your detection have shrunk by the time you exit the smoke. So there's no point in slowing down, which is good. So it's not like the normal smoke, which just basically just sort of sits around. It follows you around. But you just need to be aware that if you are going to use it to break contact, you need to stop firing first, then use the smoke. And here we are. We're going back after the turbits, starting to light some fires. So yeah, so all in all, it is quite a small ship, relatively speaking. I mean, it's not as small as the Lo Yang, but still, it's got good long range guns. So I've closed in fairly close here, but this guy's busy, so why not? But at the extreme range, destroyers are fairly hard to hit, especially agile ones. Now, it does mean that you will take the odd unlucky strike, which could wipe you out. But yeah, overall, it does feel very much like the Huanghui. And here you go. You can see we are we're getting in close. We haven't fired for a while. I can fire, or I can use my torpedoes, and my concealment's down. And now I can decide what to do. There's Mahan here. He is travelling backwards, so I can have a go at him. Or, well, no, I won't. So, yeah. Now, these torpedoes, one of the things that you do have to get used to with the British ships is particularly the destroyers. With the cruisers, it's not so much of an issue. But with the destroyers, with torpedo boats, that single fire, what it means is that you're firing everything down a line, which means either everything hits or everything misses. The sort of the tight cones, the long-range cones that the Japanese destroyers have certainly are the best because they provide a little bit of spread. Here you can see that what I'm doing is I'm doing an error denial. I'm firing my torpedoes in order to prevent him from taking that section of ocean and keep him out of position. It is a fairly good widespread for that sort of activity. And once again, we have moved out of gun range. We are detected. Now, this is one of the problems you see. Now, because we're detected, we stay detected even though our detection circle shrinks. So, yep. So with the smoke, you just need to be prepared for to stop firing that little bit early. Now, the other thing to be aware of is that the smoke regenerates, so the cooldown period is incredibly tight on the smoke. So I want to get this roamer, so we'll give him a whole lot of torpedoes. There you go, ripple fire, which is good, which means that I can fire down the line. Probably shouldn't have shot at him because, well, I was detected anyway because of range. But fortunately for me, the roamer, oh yes, he's dodged. Oh dear. But yeah, as you can see, it's the tricks that keep me in the game. I am not doing a lot of damage with these guns. It takes an awful long time to knock something down. I have played a couple of other games, and the guns really do take some work. They're not powerful guns. And they are very slow loading. However, yeah, the trips is where it's at. So 9 seconds, 8 seconds until our smoke comes back on steam. I think our torpedoes have already reloaded. We're basically busy with this roamer, trying to deal with him. We put the smoke up so that we can fire our torpedoes. We fire them out the rear. We reckon he's going to keep backing up. It's sort of hard to know what to do if you're in a battleship. Probably the thing if you do on a battleship is put some angle on it. Broadside is a real problem here. It looks like he's, well, one of my torpedoes slides on by him, but the other three, they drive themselves in, taking me up to a nice healthy score of 62,000. No kills, but then again, we did really hold that flank quite well. Because we were out there, it meant the ships couldn't advance up very fast. So, you know, from that perspective, the ship does have a lot of capability to play for position. If you are in to try and play for damage, well, yeah, you're going to have to get lucky with those torpedoes. But the smoke, well, there's only 2 seconds left. That Mahan would be gone if there wasn't. For another couple of seconds in the game, and we'd probably take him out. But you do appreciate having 5 smokes. 5 smokes is incredible. And with the David Beatty captain, I'd probably say this feels a little bit like on the verge of overpowered, because basically you are well nigh invisible when you want to be. So Nameless Hero Award, which means we did the most damage, which considering the light armament of this boat is actually quite impressive. It is quite fun to play. It's very agile. Not having the speed boost means that your sort of maximum speed is a constant speed, 66,000 damage. Let's go and see what that's made up of. 5 fires, so 12,000 in fire damage, 18,000 torpedo damage, 35,000 in main battery. So you can see the benefits that those torpedoes had. So that's, well, it's quite a nice little ship, really, especially if you have the David Beatty captain. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.